you have to strip it right back, and it's making sure that we have clean data, accurate data.
It provides the last missing piece of the puzzle, I guess.
Our job is to make sure that we're getting the most out of the players to perform for Manchester United. The academy pathway for Manchester United is a key cultural piece. It's a key identity to the club. So from a performance department perspective, we need to make sure that we're giving them the tools to make sure they can deal with that, but also thrive.
The fact that we have all that data stored across all the teams means that when those players come and do, either an occasional training session with the first team or, they're transitioning up to where we are now, we have a complete picture of their physical profile. We know their speed exposure, their workload history, and all their sort of training load adaptations. So it just means that we can make really informed decisions about how to safely bring them up to the training so we're not just overloading them.
We're collecting training data, match data from multiple different squads concurrently, same time. So from a data handling organisation perspective, we want systems that are friction-free and allow us to do the jobs that we're here to do and support those players.
The coaches will have a plan at the beginning of the day with different thresholds of different metrics that they want to hit during the session. And so when we're out on the pitch, they can look at where the players are at and what their physical outputs are and how they're dealing with the load, and they can then potentially modify a training session. If we're overloading them or if they're actually not doing enough, we can increase the intensity of the drills. So it's incredibly important. As well, for our rehabbing players, we could have specific targets that they want to hit, and if they've hit those, maybe modify them slightly. So I think having that data there in real time, it just helps the coaches make much more informed decisions.
There's a higher training demand on the players, there's a higher match demand on the players. From an injury and reducing that injury risk perspective, we've got to make sure that there's that holistic system around them and the data structure underneath that, and all our systems that feed into that is really key to that. Any practitioner can go on and might be adapting a session or just might be viewing a session from a different environment and making sure that that is accessible and viewable to all the right people at the right time.
Having the infrastructure, it just means that everybody can just do their jobs much easier and quicker, and I can focus on actually what I'm seeing and what the data's saying, and the coaches can focus on the coaches, and then the data can just come through and we can analyse it really nice and quickly. So it also just means that everybody's on the same system. It's really reliable data across all the teams. So essentially, when the players are done with their session, I'll grab their GPS units out of their t-shirts when we're finished with the training. I'll bring them all back in here, I'll put them on the dock. And what I'm doing then is I'm downloading all the data, so just making sure that all that data is on the laptop, and then we'll then upload that onto our Tableau, which is where the players can see their own reports and all the coaches can see the reports.
For us, you have to strip it right back, and it's making sure that we have clean data, accurate data, and data that's accessible to the right stakeholders at the right time. Because our job is to coach the players better. It's to make sure that we're getting the most out of the players to perform for Manchester United.